Why trying to look rich keeps people poor? Think about the last time you bought something you didn't really need. Maybe it was a dinner more expensive than usual, or an upgrade you could have skipped. And if you're honest, part of the reason wasn't about the thing itself. It was about the story it quietly told about who you are. I'm saying this not to judge you, but because it might be the most common reason why smart, hardworking people find themselves stuck, not broke, just quietly not building anything. Month after month, income rises and nothing much changes. And the reason is almost never laziness. It's something far more human than that. Here's where most people get this wrong. We treat overspending like a discipline problem, like it's purely about willpower. But if that were true, every person who got a raise would automatically save more. That's not what happens, because this isn't a math problem. It's a psychology problem. There's a concept called social comparison. Human beings don't experience their lives in isolation. We measure how we're doing relative to other people. For most of history, that comparison group was small. The people you literally saw every day. Then social media arrived, and suddenly our brains, wired to compare against maybe 150 people, are processing thousands of curated highlight reels at once. Everyone appears to be thriving, traveling, wearing something impressive, and our ancient brains read all of that as falling behind. When you feel like you're falling behind, you spend. This is status signaling. We don't just buy a phone, we buy a message that says, I'm doing well, I belong here. And within the logic of social comparison, that's not irrational. The problem is the cost, because status signaling is a race with no finish line. The moment everyone upgrades, you've spent money without improving your position, so you upgrade again and again. Meanwhile, something quieter is happening underneath. Lifestyle inflation. Every time your income grows, your spending silently grows to match it. The better apartment feels appropriate. The nicer car feels practical. Each decision makes sense alone, but together, they consume almost everything you earn, and you never quite notice it happening. Here's the real cost, not just the money, the fragility. When your financial life is built around appearances, you have no cushion. One difficult month, one unexpected expense, and everything starts to crack. The stress isn't just financial anymore, it becomes personal, because the image was carrying your sense of self. And now both feel under threat. That's the hidden tax of performing wealth. So here's the shift. Real wealth and the appearance of wealth aren't just different things. They're often opposites. Every dollar spent on a signal is a dollar not compounding quietly somewhere else. Someone who redirects just $400 a month away from status purchases and into a basic investment, over 20 years at a modest return, accumulates roughly $250,000 more, not because they earned more, just because they stopped spending on appearances. That's not a small number. That's options. That's freedom. The ability to leave a job that's draining you, handle an emergency without panic, or simply stop carrying that low hum of financial anxiety. The shift isn't about deprivation. It's about one honest question. Not, can I afford this? But, what does this actually do for my life? Not what it signals, not how it looks. What does it genuinely add to your daily experience? That question, asked consistently, creates a small space between impulse and action. And in that space, better decisions live. The people quietly building real wealth are largely invisible. They don't post about it. They don't need to. Their security doesn't live in what other people think of them. It lives in what they know about their own foundation. That quiet confidence, knowing your savings are real, your future is slowly being built, is worth more than any signal you could ever buy. You don't need to perform success. You need to build it. And those two things require completely different choices. The most expensive thing you can own is the need to impress people who aren't paying your bills.